And remember when your grandpa always had that brown bottle of hydrogen peroxide in his medicine cabinet? Turns out the old-timers knew something we're just rediscovering. Today we're exploring 25 brilliant hydrogen peroxide hacks that prove sometimes the simplest solutions are the most powerful ones. Let's start with whitening teeth. Long before expensive whitening strips hit the market, people were using hydrogen peroxide as a mouth rinse to brighten their smiles and kill bacteria. Mix equal parts water and 3% hydrogen peroxide, swish for 30 seconds, and spit it out. This simple trick not only whitens teeth gradually, but also eliminates the bacteria that cause bad breath. Dentists have been recommending this for decades, and at about 3 cents per rinse compared to $40 for commercial whitening treatments, it's a bargain your grandpa would appreciate. The key is consistency. Using it twice a week can show noticeable results in about a month. Just remember not to swallow it and to rinse with plain water afterward. Clean your washing machine. That musty smell coming from your washing machine isn't just unpleasant. It's bacteria and mildew thriving in the damp environment. Pour 2 cups of hydrogen peroxide directly into an empty washing machine drum and run a hot water cycle. This simple maintenance hack disinfects the entire system, breaking down soap scum, eliminating mold spores, and leaving your machine fresh. Appliance repair technicians recommend doing this monthly, especially for front-loading machines prone to developing that notorious Warntar's washer smell. The hydrogen peroxide reaches places regular detergent can't, including the rubber door seals and hidden crevices where grime accumulates. It's far more effective and safer than bleach, which can damage rubber components over time. Disinfect cutting boards, and your cutting board harbors more bacteria than your toilet seat. A shocking fact that makes proper disinfection crucial. After washing with soap and water, spray or pour hydrogen peroxide directly onto the board surface and let it bubble for 5 minutes before rinsing. This method kills salmonella, E. coli, and other harmful bacteria that can hide in knife grooves, especially on wooden boards. Professional chefs have used this technique for generations, particularly after cutting raw meat or poultry. The hydrogen peroxide penetrates deep into the wood grain where bacteria multiply, something regular dish soap can't achieve. For extra sanitizing power, follow up with a white vinegar spray. The combination creates peracetic acid, a powerful disinfectant used in commercial food processing and in stain removal from clothes. Before enzyme detergents and oxygen bleach became household staples, hydrogen peroxide was the go-to stain fighter. For blood stains, pour it directly on the fabric and watch it fizz as it breaks down the proteins. Wine stains disappear when you mix hydrogen peroxide with dish soap in a 2:1 ratio and let it sit for an hour. Grass stains, armpit yellowing, and even old set-in stains respond to this treatment. The science is simple. Hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen molecules that break apart the chemical bonds holding stains to fabric fibers. Unlike chlorine bleach, it's safe for colors when diluted properly. Professional dry cleaners still use hydrogen peroxide-based solutions for delicate fabrics that can't withstand harsh chemicals. Edit and freshen. Up your trash can. That lingering odor in your trash can isn't just food residue, it's bacteria multiplying in a warm, moist environment. After emptying the trash, spray the entire interior with undiluted hydrogen peroxide and let it sit for 10 minutes. The bubbling action you'll see is oxygen being released, which kills odor-causing bacteria and breaks down organic matter stuck to the sides. This method eliminates smells rather than masking them with fragrances. Sanitation workers recommend this treatment weekly during summer months when bacteria multiply faster. The hydrogen peroxide continues working even after it dries, leaving a residual antimicrobial effect that keeps odors at bay longer than traditional cleaners. And clean grout. End grout lines are notorious for harboring mold, mildew, and dirt that regular mopping can't remove. Create a paste using 3 parts baking soda to 1 part hydrogen peroxide. Apply it to grout lines and let it sit for 10 minutes before scrubbing with an old toothbrush. The combination creates a gentle abrasive that lifts stains, while the hydrogen peroxide whitens and disinfects. Professional tile installers have used this method for decades because it doesn't erode grout like acidic cleaners do. The bubbling reaction penetrates porous grout, pulling out deeply embedded dirt. For severely stained grout, cover the paste with plastic wrap to prevent it from drying out and leave it overnight. This treatment can restore grout that's turned from white to gray, saving hundreds of dollars in regrouting costs. On unclean fruits and vegetables, and pesticide residues and bacteria on produce are genuine concerns that a simple water rinse can't fully address. Fill a clean sink or large bowl with cold water and add a 1/4 cup of hydrogen peroxide, then soak fruits and vegetables for 5 to 10 minutes. This solution removes up to 99% of bacteria and breaks down pesticide residues that water alone leaves behind. Farmers market vendors have long recommended this method for cleaning produce, especially items with crevices like broccoli or lettuce. The hydrogen peroxide doesn't affect taste or nutritional value, and it actually extends the shelf life of berries by killing mold spores. Rinse thoroughly with clean water after soaking, and you'll notice your produce stays fresh, days longer than usual. On end mold and mildew removal, .NN black mold in bathroom corners and mildew on shower curtains aren't just unsightly, they're health hazards that require proper treatment. Spray undiluted hydrogen peroxide directly onto moldy surfaces and let it sit for 10 minutes before scrubbing. The hydrogen peroxide penetrates porous surfaces like caulk and grout, killing mold at its roots rather than just bleaching it white like chlorine does. Mold remediation specialists often use hydrogen peroxide because it's effective against all mold species and doesn't produce toxic fumes. For persistent mold, apply the hydrogen peroxide, cover with plastic wrap to keep it moist, and leave overnight. This method prevents mold from returning for weeks, whereas surface cleaners only provide temporary relief. Whitened sneakers. And those expensive white sneakers that turned dingy gray don't need replacing. They need hydrogen peroxide treatment. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and baking soda to create a paste. Apply it to rubber soles and fabric areas, then scrub with an old toothbrush. Leave the paste on for 30 minutes in direct sunlight if possible, as UV rays enhance the whitening reaction. Shoe restoration professionals use this exact method to refurbish vintage sneakers worth hundreds of dollars. The hydrogen peroxide breaks down the yellowing compounds that develop from oxidation and dirt accumulation. Unlike bleach, which can yellow certain rubbers and weaken fabric, hydrogen peroxide safely restores the original white color without damage. And clean mirrors and windows in commercial glass cleaners often leave streaks and contain ammonia that can damage window tints and mirror backings. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and water in a spray bottle for a streak-free shine that also disinfects. The hydrogen peroxide breaks down greasy fingerprints and hairspray residue that cause streaking, while its rapid evaporation prevents water spots. Professional window cleaners appreciate that hydrogen peroxide doesn't leave the chemical residue that attracts dust, keeping windows cleaner longer. For bathroom mirrors constantly exposed to toothpaste splatter and hairspray, the antibacterial properties prevent the growth of bacteria in these residues. This solution costs about 5 cents per bottle compared to $4 for commercial cleaners. Then clean and disinfect toilets, and pour half a cup of hydrogen peroxide into the toilet bowl and let it sit for 20 minutes before scrubbing. The hydrogen peroxide kills bacteria, removes stains, and eliminates odors more effectively than many commercial toilet cleaners. It reaches under the rim where bacteria colonies form and breaks down mineral deposits that cause persistent rings. Plumbers recommend this method because, unlike harsh acidic cleaners, hydrogen peroxide won't damage the toilet's porcelain glaze or corrode metal parts in the tank. For tough stains, combine hydrogen peroxide with baking soda to create a fizzing action that lifts deposits. The treatment continues working even after flushing, leaving a bacteria-free surface that stays cleaner between cleanings. And then first aid for cuts and scrapes. And before antibiotic ointments became standard, hydrogen peroxide was the primary wound cleaner in every first aid kit. When applied to minor cuts and scrapes, it bubbles on contact with blood and damaged tissue, mechanically removing debris and bacteria from the wound. While modern medical advice suggests using it sparingly to avoid damaging healthy tissue, it remains effective for initial wound cleaning, especially when soap and water aren't available. EMTs still carry hydrogen peroxide for field wound irrigation because it doesn't require sterile water. The bubbling action also helps identify foreign particles embedded in wounds that might otherwise go unnoticed. For best results, use it once for initial cleaning, then switch to regular wound care. And whiten. Yellowed fingernails, years of nail polish use, smoking, or certain medications can leave nails with an unsightly yellow tinge. Soak fingernails in a small bowl of hydrogen peroxide mixed with baking soda for 5 minutes twice a week. The hydrogen peroxide penetrates the nail bed, breaking down the compounds causing discoloration, while the baking soda provides gentle abrasion. Nail technicians have used this treatment for decades before applying fresh polish to ensure a clean, bright base. The results are gradual but permanent, unlike superficial whitening that wears off. This method also kills fungi and bacteria that can cause nail infections, making it both cosmetic and therapeutic. After a month of regular treatments, even severely yellowed nails return to their natural, healthy pink and white appearance. And remove pet stains. And pet accidents on carpets and upholstery create both staining and odor problems that regular cleaners can't fully address. Mix 2 parts hydrogen peroxide with 1 part dish soap and apply generously to the affected area, working it in with a brush. The hydrogen peroxide breaks down the proteins in urine that cause staining and neutralizes ammonia odors at the molecular level. Professional carpet cleaners often use hydrogen peroxide-based solutions because they're safe for pets and children while being effective against organic stains. Let the solution sit for an hour before blotting with clean towels, then rinse with water. This treatment even works on old, set-in stains that have been unsuccessfully treated with other products, and deodorized shoes. And that embarrassing shoe odor isn't just sweat, it's bacteria feeding on dead skin cells and moisture. Spray the insides of shoes with undiluted hydrogen peroxide and let them dry completely, preferably in sunlight. The hydrogen peroxide kills odor-causing bacteria and fungi while breaking down the organic compounds that create the smell. Athletic trainers have long recommended this method for sports equipment because it's more effective than powder deodorizers that only mask odors. The treatment penetrates deep into shoe materials where bacteria hide, providing longer-lasting freshness than surface sprays. For best results, remove insoles and spray them separately, treating both sides thoroughly. Disinfect sponges and dishcloths. And kitchen sponges harbor more bacteria than any other household item, with studies showing they can contain 75% of home's coliform bacteria. Soak sponges and dishcloths in a bowl of equal parts hydrogen peroxide and warm water for 10 minutes daily. This treatment kills 99.9% of bacteria, including E. coli and Salmonella, extending the useful life of these items significantly. The hydrogen peroxide penetrates the porous structure of sponges, where bacteria multiply in the constantly moist environment. Restaurant kitchens have used this method for decades to meet health department standards without the harsh smell of bleach. This simple habit can prevent the spread of foodborne illnesses that affect millions annually. Clean your humidifier. And humidifiers can become breeding grounds for mold and bacteria that then get dispersed into your breathing air. Once a week, add 2 cups of hydrogen peroxide to the water tank and run the humidifier for 30 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. This treatment kills harmful microorganisms without leaving chemical residues that could be inhaled. HVAC technicians recommend hydrogen peroxide over bleach because it doesn't corrode humidifier components or leave lingering odors. The treatment also removes mineral deposits that reduce efficiency and create white dust. Regular hydrogen peroxide cleaning can prevent Disinfecting humidifier lung, a serious condition caused by breathing mold spores from contaminated units. And Brighten, yellowing pillows.dn. Those yellow stains on pillows aren't just unsightly. They're accumulations of sweat, oils, and dead skin cells that harbor dust mites and bacteria. Create a soaking solution with 1 cup hydrogen peroxide, half a cup baking soda, and hot water in your bathtub or large basin. Submerge pillows completely and let them soak for 30 minutes, flipping halfway through. The hydrogen peroxide breaks down the proteins causing yellowing while killing dust mites and their eggs. This method works on pillows that seem beyond saving, restoring them to nearly new whiteness. Luxury hotels use similar hydrogen peroxide treatments to maintain their bedding standards. After treatment, machine wash and dry thoroughly. You'll be amazed at the transformation. And stain and disinfect baby toys. Parents worry about harsh chemicals on items their babies put in their mouths, making hydrogen peroxide an ideal cleaning solution. Mix equal parts hydrogen peroxide and water in a spray bottle and mist toys thoroughly, letting them air dry. This solution kills germs, removes stains, and is safe enough that no rinsing is required. Pediatricians have long recommended hydrogen peroxide for cleaning items babies contact because it breaks down into water and oxygen, leaving no toxic residues. The treatment is especially effective for bath toys that develop mold inside from trapped water. For stuffed animals, spray lightly and place in direct sunlight. The UV rays enhance the disinfecting and deodorizing effects. Monk can clean hairbrushes and combs. Hairbrushes accumulate a surprising amount of oil, dead skin, product residue, and bacteria that regular washing doesn't remove. Soak brushes and combs in a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and water for an hour, then rinse thoroughly. The hydrogen peroxide dissolves stubborn hairspray and gel buildup while killing bacteria and fungi that can cause scalp issues. Hairstylists use this method weekly to maintain sanitary tools as required by state cosmetology boards. The treatment also removes that gray film that develops on brush bristles over time, restoring them to like-new condition. This deep cleaning can actually improve your hair's health by preventing the redeposition of old oils and bacteria onto clean hair. Freshen. Up your mattress. Mattresses absorb sweat, skin cells, and odors over years of use, creating an environment where dust mites thrive. Spray a light mist of hydrogen peroxide over the entire mattress surface, focusing on stained areas, and let it dry completely before making the bed. The hydrogen peroxide kills odor-causing bacteria and dust mites while breaking down organic stains. Professional mattress cleaners use hydrogen peroxide-based solutions because they're effective without saturating the mattress interior. This treatment can extend your mattress life by years and improve sleep quality by reducing allergens. For best results, do this monthly and flip or rotate your mattress to treat all surfaces evenly. Acne dermatologists have recommended hydrogen peroxide for spot treating acne for decades before expensive treatments became popular. Dab a cotton swab dipped in hydrogen peroxide directly onto pimples once daily. The oxygen release kills acne-causing bacteria while drying excess oil without the harsh peeling effects of some acne medications. This treatment works especially well for sudden breakouts that need quick intervention. The antibacterial action prevents the spread of acne to surrounding skin areas. While not suitable for all-over face treatment due to potential drying, targeted application can clear individual blemishes in 2 to 3 days. Many people find it more effective than benzoyl peroxide products that cost 10 times more. Enche and freshen. Up fabric, upholstery, and fabric furniture absorbs odors and harbors bacteria that regular vacuuming can't eliminate. Lightly spray upholstery with hydrogen peroxide, being careful not to oversaturate, and let it air dry completely. The hydrogen peroxide neutralizes pet odors, smoke, and food smells while killing bacteria and dust mites living in the fabric. Professional upholstery cleaners often pre-treat with hydrogen peroxide before steam cleaning because it enhances stain removal. This method is particularly effective for vintage or delicate fabrics that can't withstand harsh chemical cleaners. The treatment leaves no residue or artificial fragrance, just genuinely clean, fresh-smelling furniture. Clean. Your keyboard and computer keyboards harbor more bacteria than toilet seats, with crevices that trap food particles, dust, and germs. Dampen a microfiber cloth with hydrogen peroxide and carefully wipe down keys and surfaces, using cotton swabs for between keys. The hydrogen peroxide disinfects without damaging electronics when used sparingly, unlike alcohol-based cleaners that can remove key lettering. IT professionals recommend this method for shared workstations to prevent the spread of illnesses in offices. The treatment also removes the grimy buildup that makes keys sticky. For laptop keyboards that can't be easily disassembled, this is the safest deep cleaning method available. Brighten. White towels. And white towels that have turned dingy gray from mineral deposits and detergent buildup don't need replacing. Add 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide to your regular wash cycle, along with your normal detergent. The hydrogen peroxide breaks down the film that makes towels less absorbent and restores their bright white appearance. Hotels and spas use hydrogen peroxide in their commercial laundry systems to maintain pristine white linens without the fabric damage caused by chlorine bleach. This treatment also eliminates the musty smell that develops in towels stored while slightly damp. Regular hydrogen peroxide washing keeps white towels looking new for years longer than regular detergent alone. Thanks for exploring these incredible hydrogen peroxide hacks with us. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a like and share it with someone who loves clever household solutions. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical wisdom.